There's a therapist I really admire who told me once that sometimes people come to therapy hoping to cure their humanity. And that really stuck with me. But the Gottmans have a really cool thing for helping couples navigate one of the most common pitfalls, which is from their long-term research. They have found that the vast majority, near 70% of problems for a couple are perpetual in nature, meaning that they will always exist throughout the life of the couple. And I'm not talking about perpetual problems that, crack the foundation, betrayals, things necessarily like that. It's more referencing things like, personality differences, preferences, conflict styles. Does my partner want to engage conflict like it's a time bomb we got to dismantle? Or does my partner want to avoid conflict like it's a landmine? As long as we don't mess with it, it's not going to blow up. These differences are normal, and no matter who you partner with, will be there. So if your strategy with your partner is to say all problems are solvable, what tends to happen for the couple is they devote all their emotional resources to trying to solve problems that are perpetual in nature, which means they erode everything they could be spending on intimacy on a problem that can't be solved. And then when they run out of that emotional energy, it turns negative, and you see criticism, defensiveness, stonewalling, and contempt coming in because they're still trying to be understood and solve this. So the hope is actually, if we can identify a problem as perpetual, it's more about dropping down from the content, getting out of that loop, that cycle of the argument, the tennis match of, but do you hear my point, but do you hear mine? And into what's the actual dream here? What is it I wish you could understand about my inner world? And when couples see each other in that, they're able to do more than compromise. They're able to build this shared dream that can make room for this difference. And actually, even sometimes these differences that used to cause such conflict become something that they admire about each other, or build a really cool teamwork where they're able to play off of each other. So it's changing the nature of it. There are problems that are solvable. I mean, that's the great thing about some issues we can work through. And as we learn a new way of communication or a new way of like, what do I actually mean by this? That can lead to problems that do, fully resolve. The last one, gridlock, though, is important to highlight because Dr. John Gottman would say gridlock is not just perpetual. I feel like to concede my point would be giving up my very bones, right? It would be to lose my deepest dreams and essence. And so this is not a point that I feel like I can concede even a little bit on because it is so in my heart, so deep in my heart about what I'm trying to get across here. And when couples get into gridlock, that's where we see things deteriorate very quickly because ultimately they get to this message of, if you don't agree with me on this, it means you don't love me, or it means you don't care about me, or that you think something terrible about me. And that's not the case. It's part of the cycle that gets created that sends that message. So identification, is this problem solvable? Is it a perpetual issue? Is it one we've gotten a gridlock on? They all have different strategies. And if a couple's not aware of that, the danger is spending all our emotional capital thinking everything is solvable when there are ways to still meet the dream without having to tank our whole system on it.